Hi. So the scene I chose to do was the To Be or Not to Be soliloquy. It's probably one of the most famous scenes from Hamlet. I picked a clip from a 1996 version starring Kenneth Branagh and a clip from a version made in the year 2000 starring Ethan Hawke. The main difference, or the obvious difference between the two, is the time period and the setting, I would say. The 1996 version with Kenneth Branagh takes place during the 16th century, Shakespearean era in which the play was written. The version with Ethan Hawke takes place in the 21st century, so it's an entirely new rendition. Aside from that, like the setting, Hamlet's in the Kenneth Branagh version, Hamlet's in a castle or a courtroom of some sort, something you would expect Hamlet to be in, versus the Ethan Hawke version, he's actually in a video store walking around, which I found to be pretty interesting. And aside from setting and time period, the way the two actors perform the soliloquy is very different. And personally, I would have to say I found Kenneth Branagh's version to be pretty phenomenal and Oscar-worthy, and I really enjoyed it, versus Ethan Hawke's version I actually found to be pretty weak. And the Ethan Hawke portrays it's kind of interesting because it's different from the way you're used to seeing Hamlet portrayed, but I don't think it's accurate, and I don't think he pulls it off completely. He's walking around the video store kind of reciting the lines in a very monotone or in almost a whisper. And the feel he gives off is kind of like a social recluse or some sort of loner or a creepy guy in a video store. And I just don't think that that was what Shakespeare was trying to get across. Or to me, that's not really what Hamlet's character is all about. Whether or not he's insane is questionable, but I don't think he's, a creepy loner, I guess. And the version in 1996, Kenneth Branagh just, he performs it and recites it with a lot of emotion, and I think he just captures, the emotion of that soliloquy because it is a very emotional soliloquy. He's contemplating life and death, whether or not he's going to kill himself. In this soliloquy, so I just found Kenneth Branagh's version to be more convincing in that sense. But aside from the setting and the time period and the way the two actors perform, I would say just overall they're very different. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my response.